Welcome back to Blue and Blur, everybody. My name is Mark.
And I'm RJ, and we get back, we're going to talk about what's going on in Edmonton and Vancouver.
Right, so after the big news of the Greg Berube firing in Toronto, another firing happened in Edmonton.
Yeah, and a kind of a forced firing. They forced their hand got forced, or could say got caught in a cookie jar. So Chris Noblaw, pretty good service there. He came in and then in 2 years there, he took them right to the finals. This year it didn't go so well, but 2 years in a row he stepped in and replaced Woodcroft in about November of 3 years ago and took them to the finals. Took them to the finals again. And but it got leaked out that the Edmonton Oilers had approached Vegas about the rights to Bruce Cassidy, who was still under contract, so that that's not good. I mean, Nobla can't be very happy about they're going behind his back.
Yeah,
and I think it's a stupid thing by who knows. It could have been Vegas leaked it out just to piss Edmonton off. I don't know what they would do that. But it could have been Bruce Cassidy's camp, his agent, because maybe Bruce Cassidy's trying to get the job in L.A. or their job in Toronto, and he's close to signing, but they're apart on the money, so he wanted to let him, hey, I got another team out there, so you better jack it up.
yeah.
This could be that, or it could be somebody in Edmonton who doesn't like what's going on, and maybe doesn't like Noblaw. Wanted to force Noblaw's hand. Like maybe there could be somebody who wanted to force Noblaw out, so they go, hey, if we leak it, that their management's looking somewhere else, Noblaw will get pissed off. Somebody nasty leaked that.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Stan Bowman fan. I don't know why he even has the job. It's not Noblaw's fault that the guy didn't. He traded a goalie that was better for a worse goalie, and threw a defenseman in. We're going to talk about that defenseman in the next in the Colorado Minnesota update, but Stan Bowman hasn't done a very good job there, and I don't like him, and I don't know why he got a job. I mean, he stepped into the Chicago job when it was already built and won some cups there, but I mean, that whole fiasco that he had with the sexual assault of one of his players, totally mishandled. Let the guy who did the assaulting, he lets him still have a day with the cop. He's there at parade day, and then he writes a recommendation to hire the guy, and the guy ends up in Michigan, and a young man killed himself after being manipulated by the same player. So Stan Bowman, to me, I don't know why he's in the NHL. I don't mind saying it, and so I said it. I don't think he should. I was against Edmonton hiring him in the first place, and now they're paying for it because I think he's mismanaging that team, and they're going to lose McDavid. And this Noblaw thing shows you that Edmonton's not far behind Toronto in the dysfunction category.
Yep, and they lose Edmonton, and he's going to come.
So
he's going to come to Montreal.
I think Noblaw will be getting another job. He did a pretty good job there. So he's got and he's a youngish coach. So he'll land somewhere again.
Yeah, he could land in Toronto.
Well, I don't know if he likes data. Apparently, he could be. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he could end up in Toronto. Anyway, that's the news there. Edmonton has not hired a coach yet.
Yeah, and then more news coming out of Vancouver.
Yeah.
The Sedin brothers are back. Apparently a co-president. Like, talk about creating an extra position, right? Like, we don't have a president, we got co-presidents.
Pretty amazing that they don't do anything separate. Like they got draft, Brian Burke pulled off probably one of the greatest drafts ever where they to shenagle that. And then they had that storied career together, and now they're co-presidents. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if they're sharing the salary of a president, because I mean, now you'd have to hire two people. Are you going to pay them both the president's salary?
Are they getting twice the salary that well, Leafs don't have your guy Garten gets? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's a good question.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Rutherford leaves. And a great career in Carolina and Pittsburgh, and he just couldn't get. He almost, Vancouver when he first got there. He made a couple of trades, and got him up there, but he just couldn't get it. And then the whole thing fell apart. The Elias Pettersson, JT Miller feud, and everything else that happened there. So, and Jimmy Rutherford's 77 years old, so that could be the end of quite a storied career, which I've followed since I know him when he was a goalie with Hamilton Junior Red Wings.
Boy, you're old.
I am old. Yeah, I know when I remember Jimmy Rutherford playing junior hockey, and then he's had had some time with Detroit and Pittsburgh in the NHL as a goalie. But what a career! Built up a Carolina team, built up a Pittsburgh team, so that's sad to see him go. And they've hired a general manager too. They promoted their assistant GM Ryan Johnson to the job, and so that interesting things going on in Vancouver.
So if you got a new general manager, you think the coach is out?
Yeah, and the big decision they got to do there is their situation with Elias Pettersson. What to do with him? It's clearly not working there.
No.
So I that's the biggest concern. What's the GM going to do? And since that guy's been on the ground there for, I don't know how long Johnson's been the assistant GM there, but he's obviously been there through the JT Miller feud thing and trading him. So Johnson's probably got some views on how to either motivate Pettersson or to find a buyer for him. That would ultimately have to be his biggest decision. And Vancouver's not going anywhere because that's an $11 million cap hit. They're not going anywhere until they either get that guy to play like he's worth $11 million or they trade him.
Haven't they been talking pretty much all season about the Vancouver should rebuild? And then apparently the owner or somebody came out saying, well, the fans don't want to rebuild.
Well, it's,
and I think the fans do want to rebuild.
Well, what happened was, as the ship was going down, Jimmy Rutherford wanted to, probably do some different things. And the owner there, his name escapes me right now. But historically he did that too. He after the Stanley Cup in 2010, the final that they went to. Mm-hmm. And then that team started going down, and he kept on hanging on to it. Oh no, we can, which is similar to what Toronto's been doing for the last several years. So no, just we can do it, and they don't. And then it eventually, as ultimately Vancouver ended up being the worst team in the league this year.
Yeah,
but they're going to get a really good hockey player.
And Toronto not far behind.
They're going to get a good hockey player. They've got a top 3 pick.
Yeah, they're
probably going to so they're going to end up definitely with a new franchise player. Mm-hmm. So things are going to brighten up, and they'll find a way to get, as I said, either motivate Pettersson to be the $11 million player he is, or move him out somehow.
Yeah, ship him out.
So it's not all dark in Vancouver. They're going to have as I said, they're going to have acquire a really good hockey player this year in the draft. That's guaranteed. Probably either Stenberg or Chase Reed, depending on what San Jose does. Because I'm thinking Toronto's going to take McKenna. So
right.
And by all accounts, Chase Reed could be another Quinn Hughes. So there you go.
Yeah.
Start all over again. You had other news. The PWHL.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah. So I saw in the news yesterday they've released, and this is just off topic for PWHL for us, but I mean, it's hockey news. The PWHL have released expansion teams.
Yeah.
And the notable one, it's Vegas, Detroit, but the notable one for us is Hamilton. Yeah. So we're gonna have a a third one in Ontario. So we're gonna have Ottawa, Toronto, and Hamilton, which is going to be, I think, great for the town because they really support their football team. So I think it's going to be great for their hockey team. I think there was also talking about expansion to Quebec City.
That's too bad. They should go to Quebec City. They got a beautiful arena there that's sitting vacant. I don't know the numbers that they're running on television or what their seat sales are like. But I was shocked when I heard they were expanding 3 more teams. I thought, don't you want to get the league a little more? I don't think it's shaky, but I don't think it's not on firm ground yet. So
they sell out a lot of their seats. Like a lot of the games you watch, they're not empty seats. You don't when you're watching one of any of those games, because I have watched a few of them. There's not very many empty seats.
Maybe it's on financial. The one thing about women's hockey and women's basketball, the seats are a lot. The seat prices are way cheaper.
Yeah, much more affordable.
So a much easier way for a family to go to a game.
Yeah. And watch some professional hockey. Yeah,
I just find the hockey. I can tell the difference between. That's interesting about the WNBA, which is really on a really steep curve up. It seems like more fun to watch than the men's. They miss a lot of shots. There's a lot of under the basket play, whereas the hockey, I find I can still tell the difference. But
oh yeah, well definitely
can tell
speed and size are definitely going to be a big difference.
But it is it is growing. The sport is growing. The female side of things in all ways.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a big UFC fight. It's not UFC sponsored, but Netflix has got a big women's martial MMA fight this week. So it's the thing, it's definitely the thing that female sports are definitely on the rise.
Well, women's hockey's been growing in Canada.
And it has been growing
for at least 20 years, as far as I know. Because when my son was younger and I was coaching him, there was a lot of girls that were leaving ring and they were starting to play hockey, and all those ladies now, well, they're looking for a place to play after junior. Like they're looking for a place to play. So I mean, why not have a professional league for them? I'm all for it. I'll support it 100%. I haven't been out to a game yet, just because I don't live in Toronto.
Well,
so I mean, we don't live anywhere near. Well, we're an hour and a bit away, but
2 hours away.
2 hours away, yeah. But I mean, I definitely want to go see a game. I want to go see. Well, right now Montreal is winning the series, I believe, and they won the first game the other day. So I'd like to get out and watch a game.
Oh, the other news: Toronto, the Marlies beat Laval. Our farm team beat your farm team. We're on to play Cleveland.
Right.
So I found that interesting. We're deep in goal. We've got our two goalies played well. The Russian kid is really looking good now. So that's something that Toronto's going to have to address their goaltender situation.
Well, I think as soon as Toronto fell out of the playoffs, they just sent all their players down to the Marlies.
Yeah, Easton Cowan went down there, played really well, and
so they're playing against NHLers.
Yeah, Toronto did well.
Meanwhile, in Montreal, they're still, a lot of them are still.
And Fowler's not around.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Fowler didn't play in Laval.
He did, but they called him up, I think, and they kept him up in February. I think. That's what I mean. They called him up and kept him up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's not there to help out against the Marlies.
And neither's Montebo. You think Montebo would have helped him?
Well, they wouldn't send him down because he'd have to clear waivers.
But I think he would. You think
he'd clear waivers?
I think he'd clear waivers. You think anybody wants Montebo right now?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, he makes $3 million, so it's not like okay, we'll try him out.
It's not a huge cap hit, yeah.
Well, no, but it's but it's just to bring a guy in for $3 million, that's a lot to go a goalie that you don't know can.
I don't know. I think with the uncertainty of him, I think he would have cleared waivers. Who's shopping for a goalie right now? Well, who's shopping for a backup goalie?
Well, I don't know if he'd be a starter. I mean, I don't know. But that's an interesting question. I would like to see what would happen to him. I think he would. I think someone might pick him up though. He'd be, for $3 million, he's a good backup.
He might. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
On that note, don't forget to like and subscribe. We love your comments, so keep commenting down below, and we'll see you in the next video.